Hi guys, it's Molly, aka Dreamraven of Dreamraven Metaphysical. Welcome to my new channel, you guys. If you've been around for a while, you know this channel is not new. It's just going through a renewal right now. So I just kind of wanted to hop on and do a quick reintroduction message, kind of talk about the mission of this new journey going forward, this new phase of my journey that I'm on. Give you guys an update on where I'm at. And then I've pulled a bunch of oracle cards that we're going to just do a reading for you guys today. Call in spirit and see what kind of message that I can bring through for them. It is a collective reading, and I will let you guys know that my intention when I sat down was to deliver to you guys a message that best captures the collective energy right now. Where are we at in our collective journey? And see what kind of message spirit had for us as far as moving forward. What I got instead, because my guides, you know, they wanted to guide me, is a set of cards here that is meant to speak to the collective journey that we have an opportunity to take moving forward with the channel. All right, so that's the topic. If you guys are into it, make sure you like the video, make sure you subscribe. If you guys are interested in personal readings, yes, I'm still offering those. I still have soulschoolspiritual.com is available for bookings, but I also have like a new email address, new handles on Instagram and Facebook. Those are all great avenues for getting in contact with me in order to schedule a personal reading. So without further ado, you guys, okay, let's talk about Dreamraven and what it means. Dreamraven is a name that I was given by my guides, I want to say probably about 2 to 3 years ago, okay? It arrived in meditation, and I should say Dreamraven is a version of the name that was shared with me by my guides that essentially is the name by which I am known in other realms. So that's really exciting. So it's something that I've been using for myself, like on a very, very private, in a private manner. Let's see, at the time that came to me, I believe I was at the beginning of a journey that I feel like I'm wrapping up at this point in time, okay? Every ending signals a new beginning, all right? So this channel here is a new beginning. The ending of the journey that I've been on, this journey has really been about understanding who I am, not just in this realm, but in other realms as well. And so Dreamraven being the name by which I am known in these other realms from which I retrieve these messages, I just thought that now that I have sort of accepted that role and I've understood, I just understand myself in a lot different way. And we can talk about the adventures that I've had and the journeys that I've been on, the lessons that I've learned that got me there. But for now, I just kind of wanted to share that with you guys. Dreamraven is the name by which I am known in the other realms. Okay, sorry, little snip right there. I had to go tend to something off screen. Another reason, come on up, babe. This is Freddie, you guys. Do you remember Freddie? He's so happy to be back too. Another reason why I want to do this rebranding is that my own personal philosophy about like what are we even doing here in this realm, like what is the meaning of this particular version of incarnation, this version of existence that we all find each other on. And I used to really believe in the theory that this life on planet Earth was in fact a soul school, and therefore that was the name of my channel before. And I've moved away from that. Like I really honestly have come to see this life so much more as a playground than a school. And so that aspect of my philosophy is definitely going to be coming through in my readings and whatnot moving forward. For those of you who want an update on where I'm at in the world, I have left the beautiful Mexican Caribbean and I'm currently set up, welcome to my studio, in my parents' garage in Oklahoma. And don't worry, you guys, this is exactly where I'm meant to be. Exactly where I'm meant to be. A lot of what I've learned about is what elements of life, of daily life, contribute to my happiness rather than chasing those elements of life that I always saw as representing happiness for other people. So anyways, you guys, that's 5 minutes or 5 minutes in. Let's go ahead and turn to the cards. Just a heads up before we do though, as we move forward, I will be offering collective readings. I might even get back into zodiac sign readings again, but I will also be offering a lot of content that is not readings, okay? So, Titchins and Witchins is what I'm calling them. And if you're not familiar with an Appalachian vernacular, that's Titchins just means teachings, all right? So there's a lot of that, a lot of the things that I have learned in my journey that I'm being asked to share with you guys. So if you guys are into that, definitely subscribe, follow me, come along on the journey. But for now, let's get into these oracle cards that I've got out on the table and talk about the way in which my guides are characterizing the journey that we're all on this channel together, if you choose to be a part of it. Okay? All right. Let me go ahead and shift now to that other part of my brain. Reach into the other realms, if you will. I am at this time calling upon divine spirits of love and light. Archangels, ancestors, allies, and guides, thank you so much for entering this space and for allowing me to be a channel for your messages to the realms of mankind. Okay? If you guys are new to the channel, I do use a lot of breath work to help channel this energy. So if like I'm being weird, that's what it's all about. Let's get into this. Using 3 decks today, we're starting off with the Sacred Traveler Oracle cards. We're going to move on to the Rose Oracle and then finish up with the Spellcasting Oracle cards. So if you guys are curious about what I've got, that's what these are. I love these first 3 cards. These came from the Sacred Traveler Oracle. I'll talk about them one-on-one, but essentially these 3 cards characterize the journey that we're on, all right? Cleansing waters, purification, activates vibrant life force. I don't know how to say this, you guys. It's like the journey that I have been on this past couple of years has really, really taught me a lesson about stagnation. Okay? Life is constantly moving. All right? I'm going to say, and let me take a step back so that I can address all the information that I want to get into this. Okay? There's Freddie. He's going inside. My belief is that we can best serve ourselves by imitating nature. All right? By imitating nature. Live our lives, because we're not separate from nature. There's this whole like Western ideology that man exists separately from nature. And it comes out in like every aspect of our education. I was an English teacher. I'm still an English teacher. And you know, one of those like themes of like man against nature. You know what? What that really is man against his own true nature, right? Man against the realization, man against the knowing that he is one with nature. Okay? When I say man, I mean mankind. All right? So that's an aspect of what I call home culture reparenting that I've been going through over the last couple of years. And basically what that means is I've had to stop and look at the assumptions that have been passed on to me by society and weed out those that are not in alignment with my highest truth. Okay? For me, what it means to be in alignment with one's highest truth is to be in alignment with nature. Okay? Look, if you really pay attention, nature is in a constant state of change. a constant state of fluctuation. Yes, that rock that was there 20 years ago is still there. That tree is still there. But there's never, I'm being called to mention the law of vibration, which is one of the 7 laws of the universe based on the Hermetic tradition, okay? The law of vibration basically says nothing is ever at rest, okay? It might be moving very, very slowly, but everything is buzzing and humming and vibrating, right? And when we resist those natural changes of life, what we're doing is we're allowing ourselves to exist in stagnation, right? Cleansing and purification is the remedy for stagnation. So I used to be the kind of person that was like, okay, I'm on this path, I'm on this journey, and at some point I'm going to reach a final destination, and that's going to be the final destination that I'm going to be at for the rest of my life. And that's no longer my goal. My goal is to accept that we are in a constant change, or constant state of change and flux in the universe, okay? And I feel that okay, this is beautiful. Thank you so much. A big part of what we can do with this channel together is create, it's like almost like a stream of consciousness, of energy, of healing, they're showing me a stream of water, just very crystal clear water, all right? Because when we stop questioning our beliefs, we stop questioning who we are in the world and what we're capable of, that's when stagnation begins to occur, all right? So cleansing waters, opening up a space where we can talk about what's going on inwardly. We can talk about our own inner journeys and the healing that we find on our path. Sharing that with one another, oh my God, you guys, that's a truly beautiful thing, right? Collective healing, collective cleansing, collective purification. They're showing me now that just the same way that I've been on this journey of purification of the will, purification of my belief systems, purification of the ego, all right? That's what we can do here on this channel, okay? But I also, you guys, all right, I get it. This is tying into the Dreamraven thing, all right? And it reminds me of, if you guys watch San Tarot, she has this High Priestess card, and she says that when she sees it, she feels almost like this High Priestess, like the face is almost kind of like emerging from a veil, right? Emerging from some sort of surface, emerging from the water, perhaps, because the water to me represents the psyche. It can also represent those other realms, all right? So they're showing me now this kind of being me, right? Especially in my dreams, okay? I spend that time underwater in the dream state, okay? In different realms within my psyche that I've learned to access. And you guys can too, all right? Stay tuned, because that's a big part of what they want me to share with you. Is like, how did I become so comfortable wandering these other realms and bringing back information to share with you guys? You guys can do that too. We're going to get there, all right? But it's almost like showing me like this woman, I guess me, like existing under the water, and then like coming up, like just peering, like if you look, her ears are still underwater. Her ears are still in that realm, but her mouth and her eyes are all above water. So to me, this is actually a really beautiful image that my guys are showing me right now, is about the ability to, like, imagine this is the surface of the water. This is the veil, so to speak, all right? My ears are in the other realm, while my face is in this one. I don't know, you guys. It's beautiful. This is what they're showing me. Purification activates vibrant life force. I feel like I don't even use the word stagnant in this time, all right? But I feel like there's a lot of potential energy. I'm not calling it stagnant. Don't worry. A lot of untapped potential life force in each of us that we tend to maybe, like, we don't know how to let it out. We don't know that it's there. We don't know that we don't feel comfortable giving ourselves permission to let that out. So there's a lot of life force that can be activated within each and every one of us as we go through this healing and purification process. Okay. So like I said, my home culture reparenting is just a different type of reparenting. If you guys have done shadow work, you've probably done some sort of reparenting. Okay. If you guys aren't familiar with what that is, it's essentially being able to look back and be like, you know what, my mom and dad or whoever, whatever adults raised me, they were probably doing the best they could. But if I could do it all again, you might look back and say, there are times when I wish I received more discipline when I was a child. I wish I received more affection when I was a child. I wish I received more freedom to pursue the things that I love and bring me joy as a child, right? Our parents are doing the best they could. They didn't mean to shut us down from all of that. Most of the time. Sometimes, we'll get into that. So reparenting is the process through which you evaluate the way that you were raised by the family that raised you, by your immediate environment, right? And look at what needs are left unmet by your inner child and begin to address those needs. That's what reparenting is, okay? So when I was about a year and a half ago, decided to sell everything that I owned and try to make a life for myself in Mexico. That was my intention. I have to tell you guys, I understand now that my time in Mexico was always meant to be a part of a journey. Doesn't mean I won't return, but okay, we're ready to move on to the next journey now. But I got down there and I was like, oh my gosh, look at all these things that are different, all these ways in which this culture is different from my own home culture. And that allowed me to begin to critically evaluate the things that had been almost like imposed upon me or embedded in me. And you guys, when I talk about this, I literally see a visual. I've talked about this before, of it's almost like HTML code is what it looks like on our energy body. Okay, boop, here's my energy body. I can see, a hypothetical energy body of you, right? And when I see somebody who's operating under conditioning without knowing it, without being aware, I see that conditioning almost as like coding on their energy body. And what that means is like their programming is not fully conscious. They're still running from, it's almost like these codes are like programs that represent things like belief systems, self-limiting beliefs, right? The way that society teaches you you're supposed to be. Purifying that, cleansing that out so that our true coding, which by the way is in our DNA, can be the program that we're running on, okay? I hope that makes sense. It's a purification process, because when you receive a certain message enough times that you internalize it, it's almost like you were confronted with that ideology and it became a part of your own. So now we get the opportunity to like question that, look at what are the beliefs that we have adopted that aren't really, they didn't come from our own authentic self. In fact, they create barriers to becoming our authentic self. All right. So that's the purification. Crossing bridges. I love this. Okay. Because this almost looks like a scene that's taking place at night. Okay. Night is a symbol for the same thing as like underwater, the unseen realms. All right. Crossing bridges. Here, the sun comes out. She's moving towards the sun. Right? Oh, she's got this little lantern. She's crossing this bridge. And then look, here we have first light. Okay. We have this opportunity, you guys. The darkness, like I said, it represents our unconscious mind, that which is unseen. You don't see the programming that you're acting out. None of us do, right? We're just acting it out because that's what we know. All right. But the opportunity, this is really beautiful because they're animating this scene for me now. And they're showing me this woman moving back and forth across this bridge to bring things that are in the darkness into the light. And this isn't just me, you guys. This is all of us. This is what all of us have the opportunity to do with this channel, through this channel. And I also love, let me go ahead and read these for you. Crossing Bridges says it's time for healing, connecting, mending, and releasing. And then First Light, of course, says beginning a new cycle, which that was the whole introduction. Like, hey, you guys, thanks for being here. Soul School is this other part of my journey. Dreamraven. This is the first light. This reading right here is the first light of Dreamraven. And that's really beautiful. You guys, I kind of want to cry because sometimes in these readings, oh my God, you guys, don't do this. I begin to get a glimpse of the love that our guides have for us. And not just a glimpse of it, like they fill me with that feeling. And it's just so beautiful, okay? I want to do a whole video about how our guides see us, okay? And what it's like in their realm, okay? Sometimes they give me this feeling that just represents, like, you guys, they love us so much. And they're so proud of us, even for being here on this planet at this time. But wow, I love this visual, this image of potentially being this lantern bearer that has the opportunity to carry things out of these unseen realms into the light. Not just, you guys, I did my makeup today. I never do my makeup. Okay. Pardon me. Not just in, like, on a collective level, but on an individual level, okay? I talk about the shadow as those parts of ourselves that society has taught us to deny, reject, to judge, right? Those parts of ourselves that society told us not to love. I'm all about learning to love all of it. All of it. All of it. You guys, the whole freaking journey. All right. So I love this so much. But you can also see this transition taking place. It's a transformation. Cleansing waters, that's the release of the old. Okay. And First Light is the beginning of a new cycle. You guys, I also feel like that's a very pertinent message for all of us in the collective, individually and collectively. Right? So a lot of you guys tuning in, you're like, whoa, that's so crazy that she's talking about starting a new cycle, because that's where I'm at in my life. It's a collective energy. We are beginning a new cycle. And I really love it, you guys. I really love it. I really love it. Okay. I'm just going to put this out for your meditation. If you guys want to dig into this in meditation, cleansing waters, look at what's happening with the waters on the planet. Like, it's not new. But you guys, I literally felt sick for 3 days when I heard about those gas lines in the ocean that were attacked, that were damaged, and it started leaking gasoline, gas, whatever. I don't know if it's like the kind of gas you put in your car. It started leaking gas into the oceans. It literally made me feel sick for 3 days. I felt like I had been poisoned. And I understood that as a message, almost like the earth was trying to say, like, you guys, this is the impact that event has had on the earth. Okay. Moving on. The next deck that I drew from, 4 cards came out of that one. This is the Rose Oracle. And I just want to show you guys, I don't know why. I just feel like the image is important. it's all about, you guys know that I talk a lot about, is it here? Does it say it? Oh, this says plant yourself here. The companion deck that I have for this is the Starseed Oracle. And if you open up and look inside the lid, the message there is, I believe your heart is a portal. Okay, and I believe that. Like, the heart is the center of our electromagnetic field, and all of the energy that we generate and all of the energy that is allowed into our energy field is sort of dictated by our heart chakra, right? We all go through times where we close that up. That's where I've been. I had to go into myself and learn how to love again, how to let people in again. But I also had to learn how to love myself enough to let myself in again, to really truly begin to listen to myself and my needs, okay? And to listen to my inner voice, all right? But this to me represents just basically, this entire deck to me represents the phenomenon of becoming aware of the importance of our heart chakra, and like basically like that's the source point of the vibes that we're emanating, right? Got a little hiccup here. So that's what this deck represents to me. Let me tell you guys what we've got. The Return, a new story. You decide, alignment, and it's all coming together. All right, we'll switch these around. So for me, what it represents to me, and I'm not making this reading is not about me, you guys. This reading is about us as a collective. And I feel like this is a journey that a lot of us have been on, is the reawakening of a heart chakra in a way in which it's just so much more aligned with our true self, okay? Because we've made a choice. I've made a choice, you've made a choice, okay? We've seen the beauty of love. And we've seen, I don't want to say the failings of love, because love never fails, right? But we've seen, we've felt, we've experienced what it is like when love is lacking, when love is not available, right? Or at least that's the illusion that we're under, all right? I think a lot of us have gone on an inner journey that has allowed us to see that love is always there. It is just a choice to be looking for it or to be looking for a lack of it, right? And it's an unconscious choice. It's a choice that a lot of us didn't realize that we had made, all right? But this is about making a choice to live through love, to let love live through you. A lot of you guys, this is not just me that's gone into withdrawal mode, that's gone into hermit mode to figure out like some pretty big stuff about the way that I see myself, the way I see the world, the way that I see our relationship to one another. It's not just me, okay? Drop a comment below. Let me know if you are a part of that collective. That is just now, it's almost like your heart is beginning to wake up and look at the world again and to choose to see it a different way, to choose to show up in the world in a different way, okay? There are a lot of people out there. I feel like that's what our collective is, our collective journey. All of us have this ability to transmute the darkness into the light. And when I say darkness, darkness is where consciousness is not, okay? And what I mean by that is existing in the darkness means existing in that state where we don't realize that love is like the most readily available thing in the entire universe. So what do we do if we want to show people the truth that love is the most readily available resource in the universe? We just take little tiny bits of it and carry it across this bridge. small acts of kindness, words of love, the creating a space just for listening, hearing people, showing people where love is available when they look around and they don't see any on hand. That's beautiful. But I do like it's like the return, because it is. It's me, you guys. I'm returning to this channel, to my calling. In order to complete this calling, I did have to go on that journey, though. You guys have to know that. I did not abandon you. I just had to find myself. All right? What else do we have from this Rose Oracle? The Holy Grail. Stop the endless searching. You guys, this is so right. I feel like a lot of, oh my gosh. Okay, look how it looks like this woman is starting to rise up into this rose. This is where she sort of bursts out of it. And look how this rose has come alive. Do you see? The rose like becomes red. It's revitalized because purification activates vibrant life force. I keep getting like the sleeping rose, like literally. For a lot of us, our heart center's been sleeping for a little while. We're ready to open it back up. Not just in a passive way, because pink kind of represents this like unconditional love. It's like a love that doesn't need to take action because it always exists. All right. Whereas red is an active love. Red is the act of carrying the lantern across the bridge. This vitality just means life. It means action. It means movement. It means coming out of stagnation. I love you guys. Thank you so much. I love the way that this is all coming together. All right. Let me just kind of organize my space here. That's so beautiful, you guys. Thank you for coming on this journey with me. Boom. It's like, boom, I'm back. And I'm this high priestess now. You're a high priestess. High priest, right? You don't like, there's no gender to that. All right. This is, and again, you guys, this idea of bursting from this like almost subterranean realm up into the planet Earth. Okay? Because we've got this deer. The deer is a spirit guide to me. That's what the deer represents. And if you guys want to know why, Harry Potter fans, you remember how they found the sword. This like random deer Patronus shows up and leads them to it. Okay. So for me, that's what the deer is always a symbol of. Whereas this eagle is about higher perspective. Okay. This is so beautiful, you guys. It's not just me. There's a lot of us that are coming out of hermitage, solitude. Because we really felt compelled to almost hide ourselves away from the lack of love that we see in the world, right? The way that people treat one another, the things that are going on the world stage that are just so lacking in love, lacking in compassion. And that's a big part of what I discovered was lacking in my home culture. And when you guys, by the way, I'm from these United States of America. That's what I refer to as my home culture. Okay. And I'm being back. I've been back for a little over a month. And part of why I was drawn to Mexico is because I knew it was a very heart-centered culture. And I got to live that. There are times where other influences were beginning to kind of compromise that aspect of the culture. External influences. All right. Conversation for another time. But I come back and I'm looking around me and I'm all like, man, I really miss being in a place where strangers say kind words to one another. Just even in passing, just like handing off a little lantern. Buenos dias, right? Buenas tardes. All those little things. It's just like, hey, let me give you just a little bit of love in passing because we are both coexisting in this world together. Okay? It's just like, Americans aren't always nice to each other. They're not always nice to other people, right? So I feel that for anybody who's resonating with this reading, there was a point in our journey in the past where we became really aware of the lack of love and compassion that we were seeing in the world around us. And we had to withdraw from that, okay? To almost, thank you, Spirit. Spirit's like, that's what we've been doing. We've been pulling you guys into your little hermitage to help you understand that love is the most available resource in the universe. It's all a matter of perspective. So peeling away those veils, peeling away the blindfolds, peeling away the blindness that kept us from being able to see love active in the world. And now that we can see it, now that we realize like we're the source of love, right? We have the ability to be this lantern carrier, to bring little tiny drops of love into situations where it's not visible. Okay? Oh my gosh, that's right. So one of the quote unquote exercises that's shared with us by Ra in the raw materials, when he says, like, hey, you guys, I came to teach the law of one. And God bless him. Thank you for your service. Don Elkins was like, oh, I got a bunch of other questions though first. So there's parts where you actually get around to hearing what is the law of one, what is the philosophy of the law of one, and we're given these exercises. And the first exercise of the law of one is the moment contains love. The other exercises are look in the mirror and see the Creator, and look at the person next to you and see the Creator. To see love and light and creation and Creator in every single one of us. And to realize that when we look around in the world and we think that we're seeing a lack of love, what we're really seeing is the actions of somebody who doesn't know how to access the love that is all around us. Okay, you guys, they're showing me our heart chakras. Oh, I love this. As almost like little Wi-Fi hotspots. I love that. Like you've got like a server and you've got like the towers. We could think of as like source, right? Each of us has, oh my God, don't even do that. Right as I was about to say a portal, they turned my eyes to this card, which we'll talk about in a second. Has within us this portal that's like capable of connecting to source, to love, and then just like carrying that with us out in the world. So if somebody's like, oh man, where do I connect to love? Boom, we've got it. All right. Give me 1 second, I'll be back. Okay, let's carry on. All right. So this is really beautiful, you guys. There's all these cards are just like so, that's what I love about working with multiple decks is like all of the cards that came out are part of the same message. They just tie in together so much. So we have the Return and the Holy Grail. So what this represents, where are we at on our journey as a collective, is most of us are like, okay, all right, I'm shaking it off. I'm coming out of hermitage. Y'all, I really straight up thought that I could just go live down in Mexico, work remotely for the rest of my life, be a loner, and like still be fulfilled, right? I really had convinced myself that my happiness came from my hermitage. And this part of me realized, nah, I need other people. I need to be in compassionate communion with other people. So that's why I'm back in the channel. We're here for compassionate communion. Look at this. I almost said this bitch, but look at this figure in this. Look, okay, you guys, it's a progression. All right, we were in our hermitage. We had to go within. We had to go within in order to clarify our beliefs about love. What is the source of love? What is the role that I play? What is the role that other people play? Right? Okay, so just a lot of that inward stuff. And then there's this emergence out of that. And then, oops, that's the back of the card. Look, the emergence continues. Look, y'all, we're rising straight up into heavens. There's a rainbow there. Look at this. She's literally rising up out of the ocean, you guys. After the rain, silver lining, relief, hope, mercy, acceptance. Okay? Look at all, you guys, I cannot make this up. This is a message about us as a collective, ready to answer a call. And I know that because wait till we get to the next pile of cards. All right? And our call, okay, I'm going to go ahead and go to it. Life purpose. Our life purpose, y'all, we're going to, is about bridging realms. Look at this. This is, by the way, the spell casting oracle cards, that deck, my question, what's coming out of that deck is how can we use our free will to make the most of this journey? Because you know, free will is the most powerful predictor of the future. Just letting y'all know. I cannot tell you your future. If you want to book a reading with me and ask me what is your future, that's not what I do. I'll tell you about the energies that are present now. But the future, I would never insult a client so much as to assume that I knew their future better than they did, because free will is the decider of the future. That was a tangent, okay? Look how it's just that little light shining through the branches. You guys, what if your life purpose is just to bring simple acts of kindness into the world, to be this lantern bearer, to go out into the world and share love with those who don't know how to access it, okay? Be that little hot spot of love in the world. Silver lining, yeah. It's hard being on this planet, you guys. It's really hard being in this incarnation. Part of what I had to do on my little journey is come to terms with some of my past lives, right? To begin to understand them and understand other ways in which I have responded to the density of this world that we live in. Because if you're in touch with your past lives, some of you guys do not necessarily, you know that you have them, but the overwhelming cry that I hear from the collective is it's freaking hard to be here. Many of us, like our existence, our essence is not used to being in this confining of a plane. And what makes it even harder is when we look around and we see the lack of compassion, the lack of love, the lack of community, the lack of wisdom that we are all one. Okay? It hurts. We're so empathic. It just hurts us sometimes to see that. Okay? So there's a healing process that needs to take place when we come to that realization, when we open up our hearts, our heart chakras, and we're confronted with some of the ugliness of the world, right? And it's easy to be like, F this, I'm out of here. I'm not doing this. This is too hard. What are you talking about? I know we have all had that conversation with our guides, okay? But this is a moment in which we say to ourselves, you know what? I can rush that. I can wash that off. And I can be reborn. I can reemerge into the world and do it with a loving heart. Okay. We have the grandmothers is the final card that came out of that Rose Oracle. Okay. And this is just, I'll show you guys a little more clearly. These faces to me, let's talk about this. They do represent our guides. Okay. All y'all that I called in with that prayer / incantation. Divine spirits of love and light, archangels, ancestors, allies, guides. Okay? It's almost like, oh, y'all, this is beautiful how you did that. It's a continuation of this series. Okay? Emerging, moving up, right? Blossoming, opening, taking action, being ready to show up in the world. But it's almost like it doesn't stop there, because in addition to being able to pull forth what we find within, right? Bring it into the world, we also, it's almost like we don't have to stop here. We can keep going to our connection with spirit, our connection with source. Do you see how these rays are coming down and these rays are coming down? Okay. This is is it called a triptych? I don't know. But there's 4 instead of 3. This is the rebirth process that we're all going through right now. And I feel like we're kind of here, but we have the ability, like I said, to continue rising, to connect directly to source, the source of love. And on the other side of this portal, and you guys, I really believe that this is a portal to the earth plane, because it looks like that's the planet. There are many, many, many intelligences, is what I like to call them, that are there to inform this whole process. Because you guys have to understand, I believe that a lot of what we're doing on this planet right now is bringing back ways that used to be. I talked about this, and that actually makes sense. I talked about this vision that my guides have shown me over and over and over again of the planet being lit up with these little points of light, okay? And these points of light are essentially access points. They are portals to the realms beyond, to spirit, to source, okay? And that used to be the way that this planet was. We, as human beings, our ancestors, okay, through their practice of magic, through their practices of spirituality and mysticism and shamanism, etc., 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 they were able to maintain these open portals of light through which divine and galactic intelligence was able to enter into the earth plane, right? So this is really beautiful. That's a much bigger message than I thought was going to be coming through, but that's really beautiful. Let's go ahead and wrap it up here. Life purpose. Like I said, I really do. I talked about Dreamraven being the name by which I am known in other realms. That's how I identify these circles. It's almost like we're bringing together these realms. The one is a realm in which love is abundant. Everybody knows that. Like hello, you need some love, just boom, pull it right out of the universe. It's there. And then the other is the earth realm that we walk, in which a lot of people are very blind to that. All right. So a lot of people don't believe that love is abundant, and they don't know how to pull that in. That is what we have an opportunity to do here. Okay. And this is very much reminding me of this first light, beginning a new cycle. Okay. Almost like we're beginning a new, like a part of our mission. Oops. And here we go. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Spirit guide. Look at this. Okay. Just like I showed you, these are the different realms, you guys. This is the inner realm when we have to go deep within, right? Oh, and it's a loop. This is us rising up into the realm in which we exist physically, okay, and interact with other human beings, with the earth as a planet, with the other creatures of earth, right? Okay, spirit guides, you guys, they're all right here. And then this is almost like, what are we going to call this? This is almost like the part of the spirit realm that we have access to. All right. So the thing with communicating with extra dimensional entities is that I can't go exist on their plane and they cannot come exist on this one. So there's almost like this middle ground where we meet, right? And this is the space. This is the middle ground that we meet in, because here's where we exist. Here's where our guides exist. And here's the middle ground where we're able to meet them, okay? It's a slightly different place than the place that we go that is within, all right? Because they're showing me it's almost like a loop. Because when we go within, we also have access to them, all right? So that's what this is right here, spirit guide. You guys, and the fact that we have these two bubbles representing different realms is really about the fact that most of your spirit guides are you. Most of your spirit guides are parallel versions of yourself. Okay? And there's a lot of information that can be, look at this. In this one, in this realm, her eyes are closed, meaning that there is a truth that she is not yet awakened to. But here's almost like the higher self with the eyes open. All right. So I feel like a really good way to talk to your higher self, to receive messages from your higher self, is to just say, show me what I'm not seeing here. Show me what I cannot see. All right. But this right here, spirit guides, I believe, is what this message is telling us, is that this is the best tool that we have at our disposal, is our relationship with our spirit guides, in order to transition from the unseen to the seen. Remember, it's all just about becoming aware of a truth that has always existed around us, and that is love is abundant. All right. This one didn't technically come out, but it was sitting on the bottom of the deck when these two flew right out at me. All these cards were just flying today with the shuffle. All right. This last one, which I'm now holding upside down, was just sitting on the bottom of the deck staring at me. And I thought, okay, all right, I'll make sure to bring you in as well. Because our spirit guides can definitely help us open our eyes to things that we are not aware of, resources that are available to us, perspectives that are going to be more helpful to us, things like that. But they also can offer us protection. Look, it's just like, to me, this really does represent Gaia. Look how she's holding that planet. Gaia is our mother. Gaia is a consciousness, okay? The planet Earth is conscious. And the way that the planet Earth perceives her relationship to humanity is as our mother, which really kind of puts it into perspective, the way that it must feel to the Earth when her children are poisoning her, essentially. It's like she's saying, I can't take care of you guys. I can't nurture you if I'm constantly under attack. So for a lot of us, like, I know that I'm moving forward on my journey with a much greater understanding of my relationship to Gaia, to Earth, the collective consciousness of the planet that we live on, and of just wanting to be in service to her, right? I really feel like the protection is mutual. Like that's a two-way street. Yes, our spirit guides can offer us protection, but I believe Gaia, the planet Earth, can as well, in the same way that we can offer protection to Gaia. And one way that we can really offer protection to Gaia is by not sitting by idly while we watch humanity move towards the darkness, move away from the knowledge of the abundance of love. I hope that makes sense to you guys. All right. Thank you so much to my guides for this really beautiful message. I hope you guys have found it to be useful. I didn't mean to go for an hour, but that's how long we took. So drop me a message below. Definitely, I would love to hear from you guys. How are you doing? What's new in your life? But make sure to stay tuned because I will be back. Okay? All right? I love you all. Be well.